What is up, guys and gals? Welcome to episode number 218 of the Nonsense Review. That's right, Rick, we are beginning the Second Punic War.
The Second Punic War? What? I don't even know what the Punic Wars were.
Oh, I've got a fun thing for you, Rick. You do know what the Second Punic War is because it involves a very famous event. One of the few events that has been drilled in our minds since secondary school.
Is it the Balkans or is it the Alamo?
My God, Rick. No. 218 BC.
Oh, 218 BC. Ooh, is it when Caesar came over?
No, but I don't blame you for thinking that because our education was piss poor. Okay, Rick,
our education is based 100% on Britain.
So 218 BC was the beginning of the Second Punic War, aka the exact same year that Hannibal crossed the Alps.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Hannibal crossing the Alps. Yeah,
so the reason why I'm like, oh, it's funny that you bring up Caesar, because this is how bad our education is. We get taught a fuck ton about the Roman Empire, specifically Caesar, but they also mention Hannibal crossing the Alps, which means logically, you'd think those things were rather closely related. Caesar wasn't even born. He wasn't around during the Second Punic War. So why the fuck are those the two things they teach us?
Yeah, we get Romulus and Remus, and then we get Hannibal,
real.
And then we get Caesar. Oh, yeah. Then there's no possible way they can be real. And then we get Caesar. And if you're lucky, you get Caesar Augustus, Marco Polo, and all that.
Marco Polo?
Not Marco Polo.
Mark Antony?
Yeah, Mark Antony, yeah.
Well, you should get Mark Antony if you get Caesar Augustus, because they were part of a triumvirate together.
Yeah, fucking Marco Polo.
It's fine. I appreciate I've got a... first of all, those names are similar. I don't blame you. Second of all, I realise I'm a bit more of a history buff than you are.
Oh, 100%. Like, I was at the Royal Armouries over a week ago and heard like, oh yeah, Marco Polo was like the reason that the Pope got some messages out to the Far East during the Genghis Khan conquest, wasn't it?
If you say so. That's not a part of history I'm intimately familiar with. I'm very much a bit older than that, shall we say, when it comes to my fascination.
Yeah. Oh wait, no, it wasn't Genghis Khan, it was Kublai Khan.
Yeah, Kublai Khan, the Great Khan, the Khan that actually continued Genghis's empire. He was Genghis's grandson.
Yeah, not only continued the empire, but like, you know, didn't murder quite as many people. Like, it's a pretty low bar.
Oh god, yeah. No, but you got to bear in mind, Genghis Khan was weirdly benevolent. He did have a system of like, hey, if you guys surrender really early on, I'm just going to take your shit.
Yeah, I'm going to take your shit, including your people. But, you know, it's...
No, he wouldn't even take... I mean, he'd take women, but, like, women were seen as objects back in that time period. That's not me saying that. That's just been a fact of life for almost all of history. Sorry, ladies. That's how it was. It's disgusting, but hey-ho. But yeah, he'd take a lot of women, but for the most part, he'd leave the rest of the people alone because, hey, guess what? He wants tithes.
Yeah, and they have no use for... they have no use for farms, so they would burn them down unless they owned them and they could, like, pillage them later.
Well, they didn't have farms because they were nomadic, but there was no purpose in burning down farms if he wanted to take over the place and get contributions from them.
Yeah.
He actually had a really tough time with the Islamic Empire at the time. Was probably the place that put up the fiercest resistance against Genghis, because they used to fucking do a shit ton of drugs in their warriors, so they had literally no fear, and Genghis was like, fuck! They have no fear, they're hiding behind walls, my horses can't do shit.
Yeah, he got counterpicked.
He still won, but it was probably arguably the empire that did the most damage to him.
Yeah.
What the fuck are we talking about today, Rick? Why are we talking about Genghis Khan?
218, I guess. But
oh, Jesus. Yeah, Genghis Khan was cool. Caesar was cool. Neither are related to 218 BC. Just one little tidbit on the Punic Wars. It was the Second Punic War was between Carthage and Rome. Carthage was a series of basically an empire on northern Africa, which makes that crossing of the Alps really fucking weird geographically.
Yeah, like it was such a like massive risk. logistically, that the only thing he had to gain from it was the sheer what the fuck factor of coming from that direction.
I mean, it totally worked, because by the time he crossed the Alps, it was the Romans were settling down for their winter season. So they were completely caught with their pants down. Still didn't beat them, but, you know, it was a very fascinating gambit. And also, Hannibal didn't even die in that conflict, which is what I always believed. He lived for another, like, 50-odd years.
Yeah, the fun thing about it as well is that because elephants were not a known thing,
Yes,
it would
they
be
were.
like...
Romans knew what elephants were.
Okay, but, like, people in Rome didn't know what elephants were.
No, but soldiers had fought in Africa before. They knew what elephants were. It was a surprise to have them suddenly on their doorstep, but they weren't completely ignorant on elephants. They had the perfect counter, too. They just greased up some pigs and set them on fire.
Yeah.
Ancient warfare was fucked, guys. But anyway, all that to say, I'm your host as always, Devon, and joining me equally as always is Rick.
Oh yes, we've not done that bit yet. Hello.
So this is why I should probably try and steer away from history facts. It's very easy to get sidetracked.
Before saying hello completely.
Yeah. Today we are continuing our Space Month with a proper Star Wars feast. We are doing Tales from the Underworld. Rick, I don't know about you, but I checked out both Tales of the Underworld and Tales of the Empire, and they learnt their lesson from Tales of the Jedi. They've just straight up split the series in half. The first 3 episodes are Asajj, the second 3 episodes are Cad Bane. Thank fuck for that, because it was really stupid doing 1-1-1-1-1-1.
Yeah, so these are also a lot more, you know... I'm not saying palatable. These are more attractive things to watch than the Tales of the Empire guys.
I like Barriss because of the stuff that happened in Clone Wars. I think she's an interesting character. I couldn't give a fuck about the other woman, the Night Sister.
Yeah, because we know she's dead and, like, yeah... Whereas, you know, you compare it to Dooku, Ahsoka. Okay, I know you're tired of Ahsoka. Ventress and Cad Bane.
I would have lived and let lived with that Ahsoka half of that Tales of the Jedi series if the first episode wasn't wank.
Yeah.
No one gives a fuck about Ahsoka discovering her Jedi powers.
Yeah, no one gives a fuck about baby Ahsoka. Like, okay, we've seen Baby Yoda. We know that babies are popular.
It's one of those as well where, like, fuck's sake, Filoni has bent so many rules in order to make Ahsoka still exist.
But now she's friends with Luke.
Don't get me fucking started. Anyway,
yeah,
it's like we've gone full circle. It's like, who the fuck is this shit kid when Ahsoka first turned up? And it's like, no one likes her. And then started liking her. And then they broke the rules and now she's friends with Luke. And as you say, it's like, this is fucking stupid. Anyway, whatever. I'm not angry. We'll be doing Tales of the Underworld. I don't have any factoids because it's effectively a brand new series. It came out this year.
Yeah, all we know is that it's probably after the Bad Batch. Ventress definitely has her Bad Batch design.
Yeah, because she's got the hair, she's got the orange lightsaber in the previews. Don't know when the Cad Bane one is set, especially seeing as I assume it's before Cad Bane gets his proper fucking Jango Fett training, because the first description says 2 young friends get caught up in a gangster's scheme, and it's like, Cad Bane as we know him will not get caught up in a scheme he does not want to be caught up in.
Yeah, and the picture of it looks like it's they are like teenager Duros instead of, you know, fully grown. So yeah, it's Cad Bane and his friend who is more green. The second one is a fully grown Cad Bane, and the third picture is a picture, presumably, of the other friend, who's got a bit more of a hexagonal face as opposed to Cad Bane with his really long triangle.
Yeah, that friend's gonna get murdered.
Oh yes, yes.
Anyway, we'll learn a bit more about Asajj because we're going to watch the first episode of the Asajj part of it because that's how we're starting, and it appears to just show an Inquisitor, which is pretty fun. But anyway, before we get too far into anything, those of you unfamiliar with the show probably don't know this, so I'm going to tell you. What we like to do is talk about our weeks and goings on in the wide universe. With that in mind, Rick, how has your week been, buddy?
Well, apparently I've, touch wood, maybe fixed Monster Hunter. This is like 2 months after nobody cares, so yeah, the servers are a bit dead compared to when the game was new and interesting, and it's just in time for, like, next week Night Rain comes out, so I'm also I'm assuming I'm going to be splitting my attention once that's out as well.
Yeah, I've uninstalled Monster Hunter because I wasn't playing actively with anyone, and I gotta be honest with you, it just got kind of boring. So I was like, cool, I've had my fun, I've played for 30 odd hours, I'm done. But I'll reinstall it if you're going to start doing high rank stuff, because it is funner to play with a person.
Yeah, I jumped in and got immediately one shot by Radau.
Well then.
So, but then I went to go fight. Yeah, the difference between a 4-star creature and a 3-star creature is 3-star creature is a normal fight. 4-star creature, I get one shot. So apparently I need to do a bit more gear grinding.
Are you still in low rank?
No, I've hit the beginning of high rank.
Okay, if you've not upgraded from low rank armor, because that is a big jump between low rank armor and high rank armor.
Oh yeah, I've got like early high rank armor.
Okay, isn't Radau one of the quote unquote Elder Dragons?
Yeah, it's the apex predator of the deserty zone.
Oh, cool. I haven't fought any of those in high rank.
All right,
so
fair enough.
I don't think you're supposed to do that at the beginning of high rank. Is my point.
Yeah, fair enough. It just happened to be the first monster that I came across when I just walked out into the universe and was like, oh yeah, the game hasn't crashed yet. Let's see if we can bonk something. And I got bonked. Like, the fact that I was able to walk out into the universe without the game crashing is a big deal for me.
No, I get it. And it seems Capcom just doesn't care either. Like
no.
This wasn't Capcom fixing the problem. This was Rick and a mutual friend of ours troubleshooted and just happened to find a fix.
Yeah, we've tried multiple fixes over the course of the past couple of months, and this is the only one that seems to have stuck. Touch wood for now. Other things. I've been doing very long amounts of Poke Rogue, but I also started a new gacha game.
Oh no.
It's the boob one.
They're all boob ones. Narrow it down.
This one's called Horizon Walker, and it's known as the boob one because there is a boob slider on certain costumes. Unfortunately, these costumes are paid, so I'm not going to appreciate or use the boob slider. Oh well.
That's weird. There's no other way of putting it. Like, well, that's the unique thing that they're selling their game on.
Yeah.
That's a fucking. You're gonna get. Yeah. You're not gonna. Oh, fucking whatever. Gacha games are trash anyway. It's just, I don't understand, Rick.
Yeah. This one is Korean rather than Japanese.
You really pronounced that word very weirdly that it took me a moment to pass that you meant Korean.
Yeah, I said Korean.
Yeah, but it sounded like you said curry-un.
Korean. It's a Korean.
So that's why I'm saying it took me a moment to be like, what? I assume South Korean and not North.
Oh, yes, definitely. The first character that you meet before she gives her name is just named as, curvy businesswoman.
Sure.
And she is one.
It's a gacha game. They're all going to be fucking curvy.
Well, apart from the ones that are, oh man, I'm actually 700 years old.
Sure.
But thankfully, one of the early characters you can pick up is a very buff lady who appears to be a blacksmith. So, I picked her as my starter, essentially.
Rick treating gacha characters as Pokemon.
Oh, yes. Well, I mean, yeah. You get a choice of 5 starters. She's one of them. I'm like, oh, yeah, fuck it, cool. I'm like, do I want that or do I want the healer? I'm sure we'll get another healer. Let's go with the buff lady. And yeah, the interstice of personal and world is that the stock market is now a little bit more stable. I've gone from losing money hand over fist to being back up 12% on my investments. This is after the tariff situation has calmed down slightly, and business as usual can basically resume for a lot of people around the world.
Yeah, I don't care about the state of the stock market, and anyone who invests in it is an asshole.
Well, this is just a tangible thing that I can point at. The real thing is things like the Nintendo Switch 2 are going to be a normal price now instead of being like 350% inflated. And the last thing is that apparently Netflix are going to be not only doing mid-roll ads, but they're going to, from next year, be injecting these mid-roll ads with AI slop.
I mean, I'm just saying it. As soon as the paid tier gets adverts, I'm stopping.
Yeah. Well, they basically are saying that not having ads is worth more than half of what Netflix is worth, because the non-ad tier is $8 and the non-ad tier is $18 and the ad tier is $8. So apparently they make more from ads than subscriptions, is what they're saying.
Yeah, almost like conventional television.
Yeah.
Hey, guess what, motherfucker? If I pay about £10 for Netflix, I don't have ads at the moment.
Yeah.
If the price increases by £5 to keep it ad free, I'm gonna go, fuck you, I'm sailing the high seas.
Yeah.
That's just how it goes. I have been. I'm gonna sound like a Karen right now. I've actually been an incredibly loyal supporter of Netflix. I've been with them for a long time. It's one of the reasons why I put up with minor increases in price. If I had a HD TV, I probably already would have walked away, because to have HD, you have to pay more.
Yeah, it's HD and 4K, you have to pay a lot more. That said, a lot of TVs are pretty good at upscaling things on their own, but yeah, it's not native, so yeah. I have encountered one AI ad so far that's been, in the main public domain. That is the Uber edit, where they will change the city on the ad to be somewhere near you.
That's kind of an interesting application of AI, at least.
Yeah.
But I don't like it.
No. So it's a generic person in a generic town who needs to get home, and then it will say at the end, your city name, your Uber is 4 minutes away. I
mean, again, it's an interesting way of doing it, but is that AI? Or is that not just, changing an O to a 1 in a code thing?
I think it's AI because they say it out loud as well.
Oh, okay.
And there are more cities than I assume that Uber is willing to pay people for.
Definitely.
Yeah, like Uber is very much on the pay people less train, so yeah, I can very much see it being an AI thing rather than a people thing. So I'm going to throw it over to you. How have you been? What have you seen?
I watched a movie that's been on my hit list for a while, which, funny enough, was on Netflix. It's called Sisu.
Okay.
It described itself, or tried to advertise itself back in the day, as it's John Wick, but in Finland. And I was like, it could be good. I wasted an hour and a half of my life. It's not very good. The action scenes are great, but the story's kind of crap.
Yeah, is Sisu a good movie on Netflix? Great, very gory, but the ending was worth it.
Wait, what?
Yeah, according to Google questions.
Oh, I don't like you Googling things as soon as I say them, Rick.
But yeah, Sisu is a very easy thing to type.
This is true. It's 4 letters. It's all based around a word that is allegedly untranslatable, but they give a definition of it. So yeah, the word doesn't directly translate to a single word, but you can describe what the word means, which means it's not untranslatable. It just means you need a sentence to say it in English.
Yeah, they give the tagline of "Vengeance is golden."
Yeah, but it's not even remotely comparable to John Wick, because he's just trying to. Like, the story starts, he finds a shit ton of gold, a lot of gold, and he's like, cool, I'm going to turn this gold into money. But he's in Finland while the Nazis are retreating from Finland, and his main enemy are Nazis. Good. Nazis are a good enemy. Established. That's fine. And then the Nazis just do a bunch of evil shit for just the sake of being evil and to make you hate them more. But they're already Nazis. You can't really hate them more than you already do. And the main character isn't very likable. One of the big problems is he just walks past the Nazis. The only reason he fights them is because they tried to steal his gold.
Yeah, that's not a good look, really, is it? Where it's those words that really seal the deal, seal the fate of any media. Of I don't care what happens to these people, because you've got a completely unlikable and unremarkable person that you just don't like.
But he's not unremarkable. He does some really cool... the action scenes are great, but the guy's an asshole.
Yeah.
He does end up freeing a bunch of comfort women near the end, but, they were there the entire time, and he just ignored them up until that point.
Yeah.
He's not a good person. The only reason he is the protagonist of the film is because the other guys are, and I quote, Nazis. If they weren't Nazis, I kind of wouldn't really care either way. But they're Nazis, so they're automatically the bad guys.
Are we the baddies?
Yeah, you are.
Yeah.
Have you ever looked at the insignia on our hats? It's a skull.
They've got skulls on them.
Can you think of anything worse than a skull? A rat's anus? Oh Jesus! Anyway, Sisu, it's if all you care about is good action shots, it's a great film. If you're not into your action movies, it's kind of not that good.
Yeah.
Although I will admit the act system, it's split into 6 acts, and each act is about 15 minutes long, and it's an interesting way of telling a story. But yeah, I just didn't care for the protagonist at all.
Yeah, sweet.
I also rewatched The Labyrinth from 1986.
Oh, the actual Labyrinth.
Yes. I watched this with a mutual friend of ours last night, and I already knew The Labyrinth was a good movie. I watched it as a kid. It's a fine film. My God, watching it as an adult, I super appreciate the practical effects that this film pulls off. Oh God, it's a really beautiful film. It fucking stands the test of time. Obviously, some effects I already knew about, like I knew about the guy who had to basically shove his face in David Bowie's back to do the crystal ball juggling bullshit.
Yeah, to do the juggling while he's like nonchalantly just like looking around and talking.
Yeah, it's a really cool effect. But like the transitions are awesome. I almost missed some of them, and our mutual friend was just like, "Oh wow, that was cool," and I blinked and literally missed it. It's a very cool movie. I highly recommend just going back and watching it. It's a Jim Henson production, so there's a lot of like fun Muppet fuckery going on.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just thought I'd bring it up because I don't know if we'll ever do Labyrinth on the channel, but like the practical, my God, we don't have practical effects nearly as much as we should do nowadays.
No, it's it's one of the things that I will kind of praise the Star Wars sequel trilogies for, is that they do actually have like...
Yeah, they built a Millennium Falcon and everything.
Yeah, they built a Millennium Falcon, and the aliens tend to be practical effects. Okay, the live slug reaction was still a CGI monstrosity, but like when they're going around a bar and there's like 50 aliens, they all exist in the world. Yeah.
It's one of the biggest criticisms of the prequel trilogy, and rightly so.
Yeah.
But anyway, we'll get to that next week. You ready for some news?
Let's go.
Rick, it only took 2 days to get us a new pope.
Yeah, we've got an American Pope.
Yeah, we do. I immediately rolled my eyes when they said first American Pope, because it's like, oh, cool, they're trying to appease the Americans. And it turns out he's super anti-Trump, so fuck it.
Oh, yeah, great.
Yeah, no, I don't really follow religion, because obviously I don't, neither does Rick really. I don't think he's going to make massive changes to the church to make it better. So we'll see, but I don't think you'll get many trans and gay people turning Catholic all of a sudden.
No, because they know how it goes. As soon as he's no longer in power, the rest of them are going to do what they've always done.
Oh, my point being is that he's not super friendly to those communities.
No.
In other news, going back to America, hey, Minnesota Supreme Court has freed the tit.
Hey, I've not seen this.
Yeah, they've said that women are allowed to walk around topless as long as it's not in a sexual manner.
Yeah. Sweet.
Which makes me beg the question, does that mean breastfeeding wasn't legal until now?
It's one of those where you have to prove that you're breastfeeding.
It's not hard to tell someone that you're breastfeeding. There's a baby on the tit.
Yeah.
Like, it's very obvious, it's very easy and obvious to prove this fact.
Yeah, it's fully latched.
And even if it's not latched, she's probably still leaking.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, it's a very weird way of phrasing it. But yeah, Minnesota, good for you. I think we should. I think I've said this so many times on the podcast. We really should normalize people being allowed to be just topless. There's nothing inherently wrong with being nude.
Yeah, like if you look at like cultures where nudism is fine, people still don't do it anyway.
Yeah, I mean, like I'm not somebody who wants to walk around nude. I just don't. That's not something I care for. If other people want to do it, I don't see the issue.
Yeah, I might look at them and go, that's a bit weird. But if you see it like 3 or 4 times, it probably gets normal, you know?
Yeah, especially, I know they have sections for this at beaches, but like, especially at beaches, who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
Most people are practically naked anyway.
Yeah, you got this little piece of cloth separating you from your nudity.
Anyway, I digress. Good for you, Minnesota. Now work on some other weird shit that you got in your wall system.
Oh, yes.
I'm pretty sure Minnesota's one of those states that is really heavy on the, no, you're not allowed to have a shit if you're trans.
Oh, yeah. And you're not allowed to look at deer from the window of an aeroplane.
I'm not familiar with that one, Rick. That one sounds way funnier than my thing.
Yeah, apparently it's an American rule where you're not allowed to look at a deer from the window of an airplane, because if the deer knows that you're looking at it, then it instigates its fear hormone, which makes it taste worse when it gets shot and killed.
But if you're looking at it from a window, you're not going to be shooting and killing the deer.
Yeah, which is why the people who are shooting are mad at people who do look at them and do make them fear.
Okay, I'm going to be that guy. It's not going to be the guy looking out the window at the deer that does it. It's going to be just the existence of a plane.
Yeah. It's the existence of a plane, and also probably the fact that they're getting shot at.
Well, if you're a skilled hunter, you're not going to fire your gun unless you've got the kill shot.
Yeah. If you exactly. So, like a skilled hunter is going to be like, yeah, I'm going to be one shot, one kill, no fear, dead, and you don't get the fear. You don't get the fear bitterness.
It's one of the things that I honestly admire certain hunters for, because I don't like Joe Rogan as a human being. He's a bit of a cesspool, but he does have hunters on his podcast from time to time, and those episodes are fascinating because Joe Rogan is a hunter and he can actually speak with authority on the matter. He had a guy on his podcast one time who is a licensed bow hunter who doesn't hunt with his bow because he says, yeah, I can hunt with my bow.
But it's not a clean kill, yeah.
I can guarantee that I will kill something with a gun. I can't guarantee that my draw will be 100% perfect and I will kill a deer from 120 feet away with my bow, so I don't tend to bow hunt even though I'm legally allowed to do it. People like that have my respect because they know what they're fucking talking about.
Yeah. Like, you're probably able to kill a rabbit just with the impact, no matter, as long as you hit.
It's really funny because it's something they do in Red Dead Redemption where you can hunt rabbits.
Oh,
and
yeah.
If you shoot it with anything that's not either a varmint gun or a bow and arrow, it just explodes and is useless.
I think it was Red Dead where like one of the earliest shots is that white rabbit, and I saw someone going, "Oh, this is the cutest fucking thing I've ever seen in my world," and then immediately gets shot and she just goes, "Oh!"
Yeah, it's a very funny clip, but it was Last of Us.
Oh, was that The Last of Us? Okay.
Yeah. Which, I don't know what the streamer in question was expecting. It's a zombie apocalypse game. It's not going to be a cute bunny moment.
Yeah.
In movie news, a goddamn awesome trailer for Superman dropped.
Oh, okay, I've not seen the new trailer. The trailer that I got when I went to go see Thunderbolts was the old one.
Yeah, this one came out like 2 days ago on... it's on YouTube now. I watched it. It's great. The actor is nailing it as Superman because they show a straight-up moment where he changes from Clark Kent to Superman, and his body posture changes, the way he speaks changes. It's fucking awesome.
Sweet. Yeah, I'll have to give this a look. I did see a headline saying this looks like exactly what we need from a Superman movie, but I've not actually seen the thing. So yeah, that's now something that I need to go have a look at.
I mean, people have been saying that since teaser trailer number 1. It's like, my God, James Gunn is just giving us everything we want from a Superman movie,
and a lot more besides.
But yes, before I move on to the rest of my news, Rick, you didn't bring it up in your fucking week. You watched Thunderbolts, so we can talk about it.
Oh shit, yeah, I did. Yeah, this was the beginning of the week. Yes, Thunderbolts. Spoiler season on Thunderbolts. So yes, we know that there is the secondary title, which shows
Rick,
up right at the end.
Go ahead and tell the internet how you got completely fucking spoiled on this.
Yeah, Google.
It wasn't Google. You got an email.
Oh yeah, I got an email. I got an email from the cinema going, every of the secrets now out. Come see the new Avengers.
Yeah, so I alluded to this last week when I saw the movie. I got spoiled on the new Avengers title thing, and I was like, I'm not even mad, because every fucker ever has been a new Avenger.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's the new Avengers. The thing that's really weird about it to me is that Bucky and New Cap are at odds again, because it seemed like they were cool with each other at the end of Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Yeah, but that was like 5 years ago, in real time.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, that was a weird one, wasn't it? But I also didn't see Falcon, so did Falcon have an end credit scene? Not Falcon, sorry, Captain America New Winter, or what the fuck's it called?
Yeah, Brave New World. The one where...
Thaddeus Ross appears.
Yeah, the one where Thunderbolt Ross, which, the Thunderbolts not being a Thunderbolt Ross thing is kind of weird. But yeah, he appears, he turns into a big red Hulk, and they even reference this. Yes, the president turned into a big red Hulk. Do you really want to be coming after me right now?
Yeah, so it's one of those weird ones where was the end credit scene new Captain America trying to make his own Avengers? What? Because the end credit scene here, it seemed to imply that Bucky and Falcon. I'm going to keep calling him Falcon. I'm sorry. Like Bucky is a better Captain America than Falcon. Saying like, well, why can't we be new Avengers? And it's like, well, I'm trying to put together my own team. And it's like, who the fuck's Falcon got left?
Yeah, because he's got Torres is his new guy. So Torres is his new Falcon while he is Captain America.
Oh, okay, sure.
So Cap now has a Falcon.
I guess he can get new Hawkeye, but that's another thing that fucking made me slightly confused, because I watched the Hawkeye TV show, and the stinger of that is we thought we were going to get young Avengers with the new Hawkeye and not Black Widow.
Yeah, Yelena. Yelena seems to be more of a young Avengers / she seems to be more in the Kate Bishop and Kamala Khan generation. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. That's why the new Avengers reveal was very odd. So unless they're going to be new Avengers and the Avengers are going to recruit Bishop and Marvel, it's very weird. And then also we've got Captain Marvel just in fucking space doing space things.
Yeah, it's weird. We'll find out, but it's just odd.
Yeah,
but yes, Cap is very definitely new Cap is very definitely trying to put together a new Avengers team, but he's rather light on members at the moment.
Yeah,
and they don't have the Avengers Tower.
No, they don't. I remember fucking seething in my seat when they revealed that bitch bought it.
Yeah.
Oh, I was like, oh, fucking, I hope you get shot. I had no idea Sentry was going to be in this.
Yeah, I had no idea that the guy was going to end up being Sentry, and it turns out, that's what that character is.
Yeah, it's a very weird place to put Sentry in, because Sentry is a OP fucking character. But,
oh, yes.
And we've now got him in the universe, but he doesn't want to use the power. It's such a good way of, being like, we have this solution for big fuck-off problems, but the solution doesn't want to be used.
Yeah, the solution doesn't want to be used because the price of the solution is rather steep and probably just as bad as the thing you're trying to solve.
Absolutely. I really appreciated John Walker in this fucking movie.
Yeah. So he's... It shows the human cost of him being a piece of shit, but him also not really getting much better until he does it in real time.
I want to point out to everybody listening, by the way, it was one of the very first things we did on the podcast. We covered all 6 episodes of Falcon and Winter Soldier on air, so we had our live reactions, and they've really just built him up again and again and again.
Yeah, Wyatt Russell's John Walker, US agent.
Yeah.
I kind of like now he's got the taco shield.
Yeah, it's nice.
He just keeps it.
I appreciated the choreography in the fucking fight scenes early on with John Walker, because my god, he does not hold back like Cap does.
No, he doesn't. But also when Sentry punches Alexei out into the wilds, it's foreshadowing that he doesn't want to kill people who are no threat to him by pulling him back into the building.
Yeah. Because at that point, Sentry is a good person.
Yeah, he's a good person who's had smoke blown up his ass.
Yeah, which we know time and time again that character is good at doing. I keep forgetting her name because I just call her that bitch.
Yeah, Contessa de Fontaine.
Yeah, kudos to the actor, because she fucking plays her like a bitch.
Yeah, Valentina Allegra de Fontaine. I didn't even have to Google her.
Fair enough. Awful human.
Give it 2 weeks and I'll forget her name again. But she's in the cultural zeitgeist right now. So
yeah. Is it also refreshing to see a Marvel movie where the superheroes take 5 minutes to save people?
Yeah,
They foreshadowed the fuck out of it with Red Guardian, saying that the thing he missed most is saving regular people, and he's the first one to be like, "I will save little girl."
Yeah, and he does. He uses his spine as a shield.
Because he's a super soldier and can just do that.
Yeah, not only that, but also he is the one that would do that rather than US Agent.
Yeah, but then US Agent also fucking pulls it out later on.
Yeah, he pulls it out later on. I find it also weird, not even weird. It's actually rather heartwarming that Walker is actually the second one to go in for the hug at the end.
Yeah. Well,
after Yelena, who is very definitely the main character of the movie. Yeah, Agent was the number 2 in there. Although that said, it was Ghost who was the one who was like, yeah, fuck it, we'll go in after her, and everyone else was like, yeah.
Yeah. He had a real it's such a good moment early on when they're doing the fucking elevator climb, and everyone's like, don't be a piece of shit, Walker, you can't do this, blah, blah, blah. Walker was entirely correct, but he did it in the most dickish way possible.
Yes, both of these things are true. He was correct to do it, and he was also an arsehole.
Oh yeah, big, and it just encapsulates that character so well. It's like, yes, this is the best course of action, but unlike Captain America, he doesn't know how to put that in a good way, in a positive light, and make people trust him. And granted, that's very early on in the film where no fucker trusts anyone.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a really good movie. I was rolling my eyes at the advertisements that were saying critics call it the best Marvel film since Endgame. I gotta be honest with you, I think I agree with it.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. I will caveat it by saying that, as you say, Deadpool 3 was great.
Oh, okay. Actually, yeah, Deadpool 3 was probably better. It was more of a fun time, but it's not related to anything, so it can get away with more. I will also say I actually think Guardians 3 was better.
Sure. Yeah, because it had heart as well. Like, having heart is a big deal, and this very definitely has heart. It's the whole point of it is that it is heart. It's about dealing with a person who's lost their mojo, finding out the fact that, just being a human is almost as important as the fact that, they have the skills.
Do you want to talk about that end credit scene?
In the supermarket.
No, I'm talking about the end credit scene. That means that, oh shit, it isn't a waste of time to watch Fantastic Four.
Yeah, Fantastic Four are out in the universe now. Something has come through, an extra universal probe, which happens to be a Fantastic Four, a ship with Fantastic Four logo on it.
Yeah, it's their vehicle. If you've ever seen any Fantastic Four media ever, it's their vehicle.
Yeah, whether they're on it or not, we don't know. They probably are. We'll find out.
Be very weird if they weren't. But yeah, is there anything else you want to talk about with Thunderbolts?
Not really. Go watch it.
Yeah, watch it before it goes out cinema.
And then watch it again when it comes on Disney Plus.
It might be one of the few Marvel films where I actually do that, to be fair.
Yeah, it's one of the ones that's worth putting in the abridged rewatch list,
But yes, in other movie news, Godzilla x Kong Supernova is now in production.
Ah, sweet.
We know a sweet fuck all about this movie. However, the next threat appears to be coming from space.
Ah.
Hopefully they focus more on a Godzilla villain than a King Kong OC.
Okay.
Speculation is rampant because there's plenty of Godzilla villains that come from space. I personally think it's probably going to be Gigan.
Okay.
But a lot of the community are going, oh god, we're going to get Space Godzilla, and I don't know how we're going to get Space Godzilla. For those of you who don't know, Space Godzilla is literally a creature made in space from mutated Godzilla DNA, and so far in those films, we haven't seen any Godzilla DNA go into space, so it would be a bit of an arsepull.
Sure, okay.
Anyway, that's all I'm saying. I'm hyped because I love those movies.
Yeah.
Rick, this is not a wrestling podcast.
What's happened?
Sabu, a living legend, no more, has passed away at the age of 60.
Oh, 60 is no age, but it's also
if you know Sabu,
impressive.
I've got to be honest with you, it is kind of a high age.
Yeah. Impressive for
Sabu is the innovator of extreme wrestling.
Okay.
Like, he is the man. I could show you a compilation, but I don't think you'd fully appreciate it because you're not a wrestling fan, and that's all I'm saying.
Sure.
His moniker was the suicidal, homicidal, genocidal maniac.
Right, okay.
One of his signature spots, it still fucking beggars belief how he managed to do it. He'd set up a chair in the ring, he'd run to the chair, jump on the chair, jump from the chair to the top rope, and then jump off the top rope onto his opponent.
Ah, yes.
Now,
if that
sounds impressive, just me describing it, it's even more impressive to fucking see it.
Yeah, especially, that kind of list of things is way more impressive when a human being has mass in the world.
It's so fucking mind-blowing as well, because you'll watch him stand on the top, not the corner, by the way, just the top rope in the middle of the ring.
Oh boy, yeah. That's even more balancing.
And you watch him, and it takes him like 2 seconds just to get his feet. He was so incredibly good at it, and then he'd do a plancha or a swanton onto somebody. I appreciate those are just nouns to you, but people who know wrestling know what I'm talking about. He actually wrestled his final retirement match on the 18th of April.
Okay.
And then, passed away literally about 2 days ago. His final match is surrounded with a bit of controversy at the moment because one of the promoters of his final match pretty much boasted how much effort it took to get Sabu into the ring with bribing him with a certain type of drug. Sabu landed full on his head during that match, and the guy was like, "Oh yeah, he got knocked out," and reveling in it, and it's just very disgusting. And
my eyes are narrowed, and I'm shaking my head.
It's like, oh, there was tons of blood on the floor in this, and just reveling in it, and it's like, fucking, the dude died.
Yeah, and less than a month later, he died.
And Sabu has had a long history of drug abuse and putting his body through the fucking ringer. This no one can deny. But reveling in that level of behind-the-scenes bullshit is disgusting by anyone's measuring stick.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not pretty.
So big salute to a legend then.
Yeah. He deserves a 21 bell salute, but WWE ain't gonna fucking give it to him.
No.
ECW doesn't exist anymore. CM Punk did a little tribute to him during the last WWE show. He did Sabu's signature taunt, and that's probably the best nod that he's gonna get, which is a shame. I will just give Sabu a bit of another shout out. He was an incredibly proficient wrestler in general. He's known for his extreme style and the extreme wrestling side of things, but like, you could put him in with no gimmicks and he'd have a fucking stellar match.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. He had some weird personal beliefs that I won't repeat, and they aren't very nice, but I'm remembering the character and not the performer.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, it is what it is. It's going to be a weird world without Sabu in it. There's always that little niggling feeling in the back of your head that if someone's doing a hardcore extreme show, Sabu might just turn up and destroy the ring. So, Rick, for the benefit of the audience and for me, what are we doing? And count us in.
We're doing Star Wars Tales of the Underworld. Season 1, Episode 1. Well, it's kind of Season 3, isn't it? A Way Forward. 3, 2, 1, and go.
Yeah, it's very weird because you're right, it is kind of a Season 3, but they're having them be their own independent things.
Yeah, it's Season 1 of Tales of the Underworld.
Yeah.
But it's Season 3 of Tales of.
Yeah. They should really put it in its own collection when you think about it.
Yeah, Tales of. Yeah.
Yeah, just name the seasons.
Yes. Yeah. But yeah, as we've said, this one is Ventress and Cad Bane, and we're opening up with a Ventress episode. Yeah.
So I've got to be honest with you, I think Ventress probably has a more interesting story to tell. Like, I love Cad Bane, but at the end of the day, it's going to show us how he became a bounty hunter, but that's about it.
Yeah.
Oh, cool, they're showing us the Ret-con.
Oh, okay, so dead Ventress.
So this was originally a comic book thing, which killed Ventress off.
Okay. Yeah, so we got Kenobi and Quinlan Vos. The guy who flirts with the dark side, literally, but never turns into a baddie.
Yeah, it's one of those things, though. It's like the Jedi see you as dark just for having a slightly aggressive style, because they're weird.
Yeah. It's why the Jedi are fucks in this era. Yeah, if it weren't for Kit Fisto, then Quinlan Vos would very definitely be the Jedi Knuckles.
I get what you mean, though. But the makeup. I couldn't help it. I'm sorry.
A spooky, scary ghost.
Oh, dead body.
You are dead, dead, dead.
I'm being very quiet because I'm kind of interested on how far this bullshit's going to go. Live with an old bunch of biddies, or try and reclaim your life. Tough choice.
Yeah. The cost is her heart's desire, so she needs to like sacrifice the love.
I assume that just means she can't see him again.
Maybe so.
That didn't take her long to decide, though, did it?
No. She decided before the musical crescendo. So I guess it's implying that time has passed.
This would explain why she hasn't aged a day in Bad Batch.
Yeah. That said, it's not that long afterwards.
Yeah, but it's long enough.
Yeah. Well, Bad Batch is like literally the moments like during and after Order 66.
Oh, not by that point, because Omega's aged by about 3 years.
Ah, fair enough. Yeah.
I'll agree with you, season 1, but like they have a time skip between seasons.
Yeah. Omega's in the prison for like 8 months.
Yeah, like she is firmly early teen as opposed to child in season 2 and 3.
Yeah. Also, her voice actor is going to be the one that is going to MCM.
Cool. Man, I want to see live action Omega. I want to see her in things because we know she joins the rebellion.
Yeah. Man, how cool would it be if Omega is just like one of the like Fulcrum agent replacements in Andor?
I have only watched 3 episodes of season 2.
I too have not seen any of it.
I don't want her to be an agent. I want her to be a bit more independent than that.
Sure.
Oh look, it's a Radiant, which means he's destined to die. Yep, he's gonna die. Like, whenever you see one of these on screen, they're only there to die.
Yeah. Is he going to get run over?
That was surprisingly merciful of Ventress. She didn't kill him!
He's out and he's not dead.
That sounds like Carrie Fisher.
It does, doesn't it? Like, specifically, it sounds like her when she's
in Family Guy.
The boss at Family Guy, yeah.
God, Ventress is hot.
She is. Yeah.
I'm gonna eat my orange.
Just eat the damn orange!
Feeding Mordecai.
Imperial Ascenso, Imperial Base.
Here's the thing, though. Wouldn't at this point, the Emperor would think Ventress is dead. So would she even appear on any scans?
Probably not. Especially not with hair.
I don't think scans scan hair.
Yeah, they scan for like bone structure, don't they? Yeah.
Now, is he actually Force sensitive Jedi, or is he just fucking with her?
I think this is her the where she adopts him.
Adopts him?
I've seen the screenshots of the other episodes, or rather the icons.
Okay. I don't think he makes it out of this 3-episode part.
Or maybe not.
Yeah, it's pretty standard. It's showing the boy that she's way better at it.
Yeah. It just works when you're actually good at it.
Which is weird, because again, Ventress, much like Maul, not a very good Force user, usually.
Yeah, she's, like, emphatically shown to be not good at using it, and also not practiced in it.
Yeah. Fucking dickhead bitch bastard!
Ooh, yeah.
Oh, he's got his lightsaber too, okay. Listen, if Ventress hasn't grown at all yet, then this bitch is getting a lightsaber through the heart.
Yeah. Yeah, she's used she used it as a smokescreen to get away.
Not a Jedi. Big mistake saying that.
Not what I'm called.
That meme's great. I've loved it.
Yeah, it's great, isn't it? I love how the original one of it is like the Cyclops from Odysseus, and they're like, "Oh, polyamorous." Not what I'm called.
Old people like you. Ventress is like 30 at most.
Yeah, she's like, "I'm 31 years old."
Now, to be fair, she's Dathomirian, so like she does look a bit weird, but like,
yeah, she looks way younger now. She's got hair, by the way.
True. Okay, that explains why she's interested, though, that Quinlan Vos is the one in charge of it.
Yeah. And the fact that he's still alive. That he's still alive, sorry.
Well, that was a cool shot of our villain, though, wasn't it?
Yeah. The bullshit that he's homing in on them already, though.
Yeah, okay. I think that's just a side effect of having 15-minute episodes.
Yeah. Probably more 10-minute episodes.
Well, they were 10 minutes in Jedi, but these ones are 17. So I assume like 2 or 3 minutes of credits.
Yeah. Well, this is very much like the early episodes of Kenobi.
Oh, yeah.
Where Reva would just pop in.
That's a cool-looking suit, though.
It is. How do you make a cool-looking suit? You make it understated.
I completely forgot that she had a curved lightsaber like Dooku.
Yeah, so she's got the S-shaped one, so that when they go together, it's like an S-shaped double saber hilt. But they're
Also,
like even more curved than Dooku's ones.
When did she get a yellow one?
I think that's after she... I think it's just a signifier, rather than anything else.
I've seen in the screenshots later on when she's dual wielding, she's got one yellow, one blue.
Yeah, I think it's his blue one.
Okay, well that's... Okay, there you go. Literally as you say it, Rick. Like, the way this guy's animated, he looks a bit like fucking... what's his name's master?
Yeah, he looks like a thumb. He looks like a thumbprint.
Yeah, he looks gross.
So he knows who she is.
Yeah. Yeah. When he was just in his armor, he looked like Canon.
Yeah.
Okay, I think using them as helicopters are really dumb, but I do love how they boomerang them.
Yeah, the boomerang is something that even Vader does.
Yeah, it's fucking cool, that's why. Oh my god, Ventress got beat? Holy shit, the Jedi boy got a kill!
Yeah, first kill for the kid. Maybe.
I mean that was piercing. That wasn't Oh, then again, fucking what's-her-name survived a piercing in Ahsoka, so...
Yeah. But that's a named character. Yeah, she just helps him do a double jump.
I do really love seeing people be shit at the Force, though. We don't see it enough.
Yeah, because like it gives you a baseline for the...
No, it's actually really cool when they do it.
Yeah. Well, it gives you a baseline for, he's skilled. He's just not skilled enough to use it in combat.
Well, he's a kid, though. He barely out of Padawan. He probably was a Padawan during 66.
He was more likely a youngling during that.
That is I know it's cliche as fuck, but that's a great place to stop it, though.
It is, yeah.
I shit on Filoni or not, but like, when he's good, he's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like some of the choices are not perfect, but the direction you can't fault.
Yeah. Like overall, he's got a good head on his shoulders, but it's mostly the Ahsoka shit that irks me. It really is.
It's getting me to the next episode, so I'm.
It's fine. I'm on the credits. It's all good. It does. It's that sometimes. Sometimes you click the credits on the browser version of Disney Plus, and it just takes you away.
Yeah.
It's very annoying. Yeah, we've got about a minute left of credits. Oh, we're now on the international credits, and I had to click on it again.
Oh yes, because apparently you've got that short of an attention span, IRL.
It's the TikTok generation, isn't it? Yeah, man. I like Ahsoka. I just think she should have died in Rebels.
Maybe so. Yeah. Like. I like that she's still around.
I have to reiterate it, Rick. They made a time loop in universe to make it so that she survived. That's bollocks.
Yeah. I've not watched it, so I'm having to rely on you for this, and I'm just kind of accepting everything that happens before and after.
It's so annoying too, because the fight scene between her and Vader was so good.
Yeah.
And it's ruined by having no consequences.
Yeah.
But yes, anyway, we've got about 10 seconds left of credits, so I'll just go a bit early, Rick. What did you actually think of the episode itself?
I liked it. I think this is maybe one of the most compelling of the Tales of that I've seen, not least because it's essentially current for Ventress herself.
I mean, yeah, you're not wrong. That's absolutely it. I also think they've made a really good decision instead of having like snapshot. But again, the very first, it must have been a proof of concept, the original Tales of the Jedi, where they 3 episodes each of 2 different characters, snapshots of their life. But they appear instead. The direction this time is a mini story. Like you watch all 3 episodes that contain them, and it's a 45-minute Clone Wars episode.
Yeah, so Ventress in particular, like this is her. This is like mini versions of episodes, because the episode break does actually give an intensely small time skip. I've actually seen like the beginning of the next episode now, and it's when the ship is landing. So
Yeah, because what the fuck's going to happen on that ship, right?
Yeah, they have the conversation, and the kid either decides I don't want to be with you or I want to be with you.
I mean,
and the first thing he says is, I'm having second thoughts about this.
Well, Asajj Ventress, man, that name during that era of Star Wars would strike fear in universe.
Yeah, it's like you might as well have said, I am the bogeyman.
It's good though, isn't it? Because she didn't even just say I'm Asajj Ventress, because enough time has passed that there's a reasonable chance that people won't recognise that name. She said, I was Count Dooku's lead assassin.
Yeah, I was a commander of the CIS, I was Count Dooku's lead assassin, I have probably killed people that you know personally, and then her name.
Yeah, this episode is really good as well in the sense that I firmly believe that you could have not watched any Clone Wars and still have just jumped in straight at this point. It establishes everything you need to know.
Yeah. Like, until the end of the Clone Wars, I had caught very little of it, other than the very first movie, where Ventress is essentially introduced. Reintroduced after the Gendy introduction, and the final season, and like a couple of individual episodes in between. But it was, knowing Ventress is good enough for this.
Yeah.
Although it does help if you've seen her pop up in the Bad Batch and like, oh yeah, she's not an arsehole anymore. Or she's still an arsehole. She's just only an arsehole and not an actual murderer. But yes, what do you think?
Yeah, I've kind of covered it really. It's a great episode. The animation is smooth as fuck as ever, but like that's kind of that's the bare minimum I expect from Star Wars animation these days.
Yeah, especially in the Clone Wars style. Like, they've got the models, they've got the sets. They might have to make new set models for new locations, but you can remix a lot of assets. That shouldn't be too much of an issue. Yeah, they've got the style down pat.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It really is. Stormtroopers look really good in this style.
They do, like being like faceless and characterless, but also with that imposing aura, you know?
Oh yeah, Stormtroopers are scary.
Yeah, the fact that these ones are jobbers is a bit different, but yeah, it's
the only reason Stormtroopers are looked down upon is because whenever we see them in anything, they are facing an actual competent character. Like, if it was just the little Jedi boy, he'd have got caught, just completely fucked up.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, they stumbled upon Asajj, and she knows what she's doing. Like, Jesus Christ, it doesn't even have to be a Jedi or a lightsaber person. Like, Andor is really good at dealing with stormtroopers.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. I know something from the Skeleton Crew show as well. That's pretty cool.
Go on.
The Force user is just a Force user. He's not a Jedi or a Sith. He just has the Force.
Oh, so literally like Rogue One, where you've got that dude, the monk, the blind monk.
Well, he's following the Jedi way as a fanboy. This guy is just self-taught.
Yeah, but my point being is, like, he's not a Jedi. He just has Force. He's just Force sensitive as fuck and knows how to use it.
Yeah, he's not a Jedi. He's not a Jedi paladin. He's just a monk who's following the Jedi way without any actual training.
Yeah.
Whereas this guy, he's completely self-taught. Like, he knows he has the Force. He's been playing around with it. He probably chokes a bitch, but he's not actually just a Sith.
Sure. But yeah, let's get down to brass tacks, shall we? Rick, do you have a stand-up favourite moment?
It was the final speech. Like, it comes off the end of like a cool lightsaber fight that ended in an unexpected way, but it's just a culmination of Ventress's character that she's telling this kid this rather than just disposing of him, which in any other point of her life she probably would have done immediately. But Quinlan Vos has very obviously had his effect on her.
Oh yeah, like if this was any earlier, like, she wouldn't have even tried to hide him in the first place.
Yeah, totally. But yeah, that's my favourite. What about you?
Oh, my favourite moment is literally the hiding scene, specifically where Ventress was... Okay, she did have to do a mind trick at that point in order to progress the plot, but it did feel like some of it was just like, I'm going to show this shit kid how you actually do a mind trick.
Yeah. Yeah, she hid him in a place where he could very definitely see, and then she did it.
Yeah.
And then that bitch. Reward? Yeah. Oh, he's there.
Yeah, it just makes my blood boil. Like, that bastard in Bad Batch never got her comeuppance.
Yeah. The only comeuppance she gets is that she looks sad whenever you see her from then on.
Which is like once at most.
Yeah. All you do is, you see her looking sad.
Oh, boo fucking who. You turned in the Bad Batch. More importantly, you turned in Omega.
Yeah.
Like, the Bad Batch can deal with it. They've dealt with worse, but Omega's a fucking kid.
Yeah.
Anyway, getting angry about something that's fucking over for years. We can't only talk about the good, we also had to talk about the bad, which is all the more challenging when the thing we watch is actually good. Don't worry, we'll have a much easier time next week. Rick, do you have a weakest link?
It was weird that the Night Sisters had direct access to her soul, but I appreciate that it had to have been, shortened for the length of time that they had available.
Yeah, I don't know much about the Night Sisters, but that also caught me a bit off guard, because I'm like, wait, can you just do this easily?
Yeah, they're essentially like they're D&D wizards and witches in a world where the most magical person other than that is probably
Paladin.
Palpatine, but Jedi and Yoda and Palpatine. But yeah. They're weird, and it seems like they have powers far beyond what the Force has been shown to have outside of Night Sisters.
Well, I think you've hit the nail on the head with it's just an issue that comes with the short runtime where they have to streamline a bunch of stuff. Like they even show us that like it wasn't instantaneous. Like years passed potentially by the time she stepped out.
Yeah, the fact that she thought that it was starting the moment that she was laid to rest, as she was seeing Quinlan Vos like leave, that might not have been true. Mm-hmm. Like that might just have been her interpretation of how things could have been.
It's the beauty of animation.
Yeah, they can just fade things in and out. But yeah, that's a bit of a weak source weakness. How about you? Do you have a weakest link?
Oh yeah, I think the runtime is definitely a factor. I genuinely think that if they're going for this, I know why they're doing it the way they're doing it. It's entirely the way Disney wants it to be done. But if I was in charge, what I'd want to do is instead of 6 episodes at 15 minutes a pop, 2 episodes an hour a pop.
Yeah, like this has enough legs to be its own mini movie. Yeah,
like because the intention, the fact that they've ordered them now 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 means that they're meant to be just watched in that sort of time limit. 45 minutes isn't a long time. It's even less than that because about 5 minutes, no, not even 5 credits. About 3 minutes is credits.
Yeah, this is one of those where you know how I'm like, yeah, I'm definitely going to watch the rest of these. Yeah, I'm watching the rest of these today.
Yeah, I'm probably going to watch the rest of the Ventress ones at least. I might not start the Cad Bane ones. Actually, that's a lie. I need to catch up on Andor because I'm like 9 episodes behind and it's now finished. So
yeah.
Yeah, I honestly think the weakest link is like chopping them up like this is a weird decision, but it's clearly an executive decision and not a Finoli level decision even.
Yeah, a Disney decision.
Yeah, which whatever. They've got a streaming service and they want to justify the streaming service by having more episodes. But it's weird because I'm pretty sure this doesn't drop by drip feed. I think it just drops all at once.
Yeah, that's the benefit of it.
Yeah, it's odd, but whatever. Let's get to the actual crowning moment, shall we? Let's name our MVPs. Rick, who's getting it from you today?
As much as I want to give it to Quinlan Vos for him being the reason that Ventress is this way right now, it's going to be Asajj Ventress herself. Like, everything she did. Even the very choice of, I want to return to the land of the living, she made herself. Like, she had the choice of becoming like an eternal Night Sister spirit that could do things in the great beyond, and she was like, no, I'd rather get my Jedi strange.
I don't think it's strange if you want to, if you're romantically fucking them.
Yeah. I'm definitely going with Asajj Ventress. How about you?
I mean, I fully agree. It has to be Ventress. Like she was the focal point of the episode, and you knew it.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, like every moment just cemented her character more. From the very beginning, where she went, nah, fuck that, almost immediately stepped out of the land of the dead, to being incredibly bored and nonchalant while doing her new mundane guard job, to suddenly flipping that switch to immediately killing 4 stormtroopers without flinching.
Yeah, totally.
It is a bit weird that she got beaten by the Inquisitor dude, but at the same time, it's kind of implied that she doesn't use her lightsabers anymore, so we'll have to associate that with a bit of ring rust.
Yeah, fair enough.
But every beat of this story had a point to it. There was no waffle here. Granted, it's short, so it can afford to do that, but I still think it needs to be commended.
Yeah, absolutely.
So with that being said, the very first episode of Tales of the Underworld is in the books. Rick and I are both probably going to be binging this. Like, it's 2 hours tops to watch the whole thing. It's a very easily to do thing.
Yeah, I'm definitely watching the Ventress ones today, and we'll see how it goes, whether I watch the Bane ones today as well. The Cad Bane, not Darth Bane.
I don't think Darth Bane has a show.
No, he don't. I don't think he ever will.
I generally believe that Disney as a whole are probably being like, no, we're not going to do anything pre-episode 1 ever again because the High Republic era is clearly not profitable because no one liked Acolyte.
Yeah, and they don't want to do Revan because they're going to make people mad by not doing it well enough.
They're going to make anyone mad because that's a multiple choice question.
Yeah. Oh well.
Yeah. Oh well indeed. But yeah, that brings us to a close today. Thanks for watching / listening. We've got the comment section down below on YouTube if you want to share your thoughts on the Tales series. What would you do next for Tales? Like, we've had Underworld, we've had Empire, we've had Jedi. Would you do a Jedi Part 2 and check out Mace Windu rather than Count Dooku? Dooku? Would you do the Underworld and see the early days of Jango Fett? Let us know. There's many an idea.
Yeah, would you do Kid Obi-Wan, or would you continue with Omega if they're not actually going to do an Omega show?
I think Omega deserves to be a cameo spot on some of the live action stuff, but whatever. That does it for today. As we said, we've also got the email address if you've not got the comment sections because you're not watching on I'll do that again. Watching on YouTube or listening on Spotify. That email address would be
nonsensereviewuk@gmail.com.
Absolutely. Send us something witty, informative, or just plain fun, and we'll read it out on a future episode. But that does it for today. If you've ever listened to or watched our Space Month before, I think you can guess what we're doing next week.
Yeah. Bye, everybody.